The internet is in shambles right now because Beyoncé might just be pulling off the biggest getaway in entertainment history, quietly transferring over $500 million into secret offshore accounts while pretending everything is fine. And girl, we're not talking pocket change. This is Beyoncé we're talking about. Queen Bee, the icon, the empire builder. But now, that same empire might just be her cage. Word on the street is, she's getting ready to disappear, for good. You heard right, Diddy's trial is creeping up in a matter of weeks and people in the industry are sweating bad. Because rumor has it, Diddy's about to start singing, and not the kind you dance to at the club. No, this man might be snitching on everyone involved in his alleged criminal web just to cut a deal and dodge prison bars. And guess who's supposedly near the top of that list? Jay-Z. And yes, Beyoncé too. It's being whispered that Bey found out about the storm heading her way and immediately got to work. She launched a multi-million-dollar tour, dropped product after product, and turned her brand into a non-stop money-making machine. But not because she's building her legacy. Oh no, she's trying to buy her freedom.
And part of the reason why they're already living separate lives, and we may actually see one of the biggest divorces in Hollywood, is because Jay-Z is up next to be exposed. And it's only so much of these stories that Jay-Z can, he can pay off or he can block. He won't be able to stop this. And she knows it and he knows it too. As far as who's gonna be the breakout victim / story, I don't know. Yeah, I might have to ask Jay Saline. I don't know. But I'm just letting you know that once that comes out and Jay-Z is exposed for his nefarious past, you're gonna see Beyonce divorce. Okay? And she may or may not do an interview, but you're gonna their publicist is gonna release something. She's gonna say, oh, the Carters have been separated for some time. They built this beautiful life, blah, 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 blah. Now, before all this happens, we may get another tour. We may get another album out of both of them. I don't know, because at the end of the day, they about their money first. They're gonna do what's best for business first. As far as Beyonce is concerned, do she love him? I mean, he's really all that she knows. She was ready to leave him years ago, but...
Storm Monroe, one of the messiest and most plugged-in gossip YouTubers out there, claims a source close to Beyonce told him that her recent flood of business ventures isn't random. It's a calculated exit strategy. This woman is stacking her coins like never before. I mean, let's take a quick look at the receipts. First came the Ivy Park deal with Adidas, which flopped, by the way. Then, faster than we could blink, she dropped Renaissance and launched a world tour. A whole movie followed. Then came a hair care line, a perfume, a cowboy album, a tequila brand. And then she popped up on the friggin' NFL halftime show and announced another tour. Like, sis, breathe. Even during her peak era, Beyonce wasn't this active. But now, she's grinding like someone's chasing her. And maybe someone is. But buckle up, because the drama doesn't stop there. Things take a darker turn. Let's rewind to when Diddy got arrested. Social media lost its mind and the headlines were wild. But behind closed doors, Jay-Z was making moves, quick ones. He reportedly met with 2 lawyers that day, a divorce attorney and a criminal defense lawyer. A well-known industry insider who goes by NT Lawyer tweeted the tea, a short, messy tweet that read, "A 2 for today for Jay-Z. He met with a criminal defense attorney and a divorce attorney. And baby mama." And baby, when the internet saw that, it exploded. People instantly started connecting the dots. Beyonce wasn't just prepping her next business drop, she was gearing up to bounce. It's being said that once Beyonce realized what Jay had allegedly been involved in, she was done. She didn't want to get dragged down with him when everything hit the fan. But here's the twist. Some say she already knew everything. There are rumors swirling that Beyonce's team is spinning this story, painting her as the oblivious wife who's suddenly cutting ties to protect her name. But skeptics? Oh, they're not buying it. They believe she was in on everything, but now wants to jump ship before it sinks. And it doesn't help that DaBaby added fuel to the fire. In a now infamous interview with Shannon Sharpe, DaBaby straight up hinted that he had a freaky encounter at Diddy's place with Jay-Z and Beyonce present. He said he was invited over for a private meeting, but quickly realized it wasn't a meeting at all. According to DaBaby, Beyonce approached him first, introducing herself in a way that felt more intimate than business. And minutes into the night, Diddy allegedly kicked everyone out the room except for Beyonce, Jay-Z, and DaBaby. And then Beyonce allegedly got real touchy, hands around his neck type of touchy.
I was at a party at Diddy crib in LA. This was the beginning of 2020. You know what I mean? Diddy had put everybody else out the crib. like the influx of people he had put him out. But he had took a liking to me in particular around the time, man. It was really, you know what I mean, like putting his arm around me.
Right.
So he had put majority of the people out, but he allowed me to stay in there. Me and, you know, maybe about 15 others, you know.
Right.
Jay-Z and Beyonce being, you know, 2 of the other 15 people in the room. So that'll just put into perspective of the type of company I was in at the moment, you know. And she came over and introduced herself to me like as if she had to.
Right.
Beyonce, cut it out. But I'm a big fan of your work, you know what I'm saying? Whoop the whoop, and that was just dope. That was dope as hell to me, man. That was dope.
People were shook. Some came to Beyonce's defense, saying maybe Jay forced her into it to appease Diddy, that there were shady business dealings happening that Bey wasn't part of. Others started talking about Beyonce's late ex-bodyguard, Uncle Ron, who mysteriously died after revealing disturbing secrets. He claimed Jay was controlling Beyonce by keeping her hooked on certain substances. Sounds familiar, right? Like what Diddy allegedly did to Cassie? Yeah, that kind of control. But it gets worse. Another bombshell came from someone who says they were Beyonce's former assistant. In a deleted interview with Media Takeout, this person spilled some painful tea. They claimed that Jay-Z had a long history of putting his hands on Beyonce, and while they never saw him hit her full out, they allegedly witnessed him shoving and pushing her too many times to count. I thought it was just playful at first, the assistant said, until I saw how embarrassed Beyonce looked. That's when I knew it wasn't a joke. This source said Jay treated Beyonce like an object, not a person. And honestly, that lines up with a lot of the whispers we've been hearing. But wait, because the juiciest part is coming. Another blind item recently exposed what people are now calling Beyonce's $500 million 0-cents escape plan. Allegedly, Beyonce is done with the industry. She's tired, mentally, emotionally, physically. She doesn't want to do music anymore. She wants peace, silence, freedom. But the people around her, they won't let her stop.
She's been on them for a long time, and you keep her that way.
One had the foresight years ago to know what Brooklyn could become, and he played an important role in the renaissance of our thriving world. In addition,
According to this insider, Beyonce's being forced to keep working. Her label, her family, even Jay. Why? Because she's the biggest moneymaker they've got, and they're scared she's going to vanish without a word. They're not wrong. Apparently, Beyonce has been chased down by her own security team at major events because they fear she's going to run. The source claims she's been quietly buying property outside the US, prepping for a life far away from Hollywood, far away from control. And the reason for the sudden surge in concerts, product drops, overpriced tickets, she's trying to hit a specific financial goal, enough to disappear forever. They even said she's questioning her finances, demanding audits, because Jay and his people may have been stealing from her. That's why she's doubling her hustle, to recover what was taken and make sure she has enough to escape the cage they've kept her in. Now, here's the darkest part, and brace yourself. The source also claimed that Beyonce fears she could be eliminated just like Michael Jackson if she pushes too hard against the people who control her. She idolized MJ, and she allegedly knows exactly what went down when he tried to break free. And she's scared that if she doesn't make her exit perfectly, she might not survive it. So she's moving quietly, carefully, discreetly. If she cancels a tour, if she suddenly disappears, if she starts living abroad, it won't be random. It's a strategy, a life or death plan to escape everything. And while everything here is alleged, it's got the entire internet talking. Some say Beyonce's finally reclaiming her life. Others say she's playing the victim while being complicit all along. One person posted, "You expect me to believe she lasted this long in the industry without getting her hands dirty?" Another wrote, "She's not trying to leave because she's innocent. She's leaving because she's guilty and scared." And baby, just when you thought the fire couldn't burn hotter, let's talk Mama Tina. Yep, Tina Knowles, Beyonce's own mama, the woman who helped build the BA brand from day one. But now, people are whispering that she might be part of the very machine Beyonce's trying to escape. Insiders say Tina's been one of the loudest voices pushing Beyonce to keep going, pushing her to perform, drop projects, keep the image alive, even when BA is on the verge of breaking. Because at this point, the people closest to her don't see a woman, they see a brand. A billion-dollar empire. And here's the heartbreaking part. Beyonce has reportedly begged for a break, cried behind closed doors, said she wants out. She wants to live, breathe, exist without cameras or choreography or corporate chains. But that pressure to be Beyonce the brand, it never lets up. So now fans are watching her every move with fresh eyes. Why a perfume line out of nowhere? Why a tequila brand? Why Super Bowl performances after wrapping a tour? Allegedly, it's not about love for the art anymore. It's about reaching a number. $500 million 0 cents. Once she hits it, she's gone. And no one, not Tina, not Jay, not her label, can stop her. She's even reportedly buying property overseas. And if that doesn't scream escape plan, what does? The industry is falling apart. Let's not pretend this is just Bey. Industry folks are watching this unravel and asking one big question. Is Beyoncé the next Michael Jackson? Not talent-wise. We already know she's legendary, but in terms of being used, exploited, and discarded by the same machine she helped build, the parallels are scary. Michael tried to break free, and we know what happened. Now insiders say Beyoncé's planning her exit before that kind of fate finds her. One said, the moment she started moving money, the walls started closing in. She's allegedly watching her team like a hawk. Trust is gone, and the Beyhive, they're spiraling. Some say she's earned her freedom. Let her go, one tweet read. She's exhausted. But others, not buying it. They say she's no victim, that she knew exactly what she was part of, that she built her fortune right next to people like Jay-Z and Diddy, now wants to act like she didn't see the mess? One person snapped, she ain't running from a prison, she's covering her tracks. And maybe both are true. Because the truth is, Beyoncé has been in this game since she was a teen. Every smile, every show, every post, scripted, branded, monetized. She's been sold as perfection, but behind the curtain, she's reportedly battling depression, anxiety, and suicidal thoughts. Her team's watching her like a hawk, not out of care, but fear she'll flee. They're terrified of losing their cash cow. Her next move? Vanish. Insiders say she's this close to hitting her money goal. And when she does, she's out. No farewell tour, no goodbye speech, no thanks for the memories, just poof, gone. And when that happens, the industry will lose its crown jewel. But she'll finally be free. Free from the cameras, the secrets, the fake smiles, and yes, free from Jay-Z. And because don't forget, this escape plan allegedly includes a divorce. She's lawyered up, papers are prepped, and she's just waiting for the right moment to pull the trigger when she's safe, protected, and untouchable. And when that divorce goes public, baby, it'll be the messiest split music has ever seen. Whether she's running from danger, breaking out of manipulation, or just protecting herself, one thing's clear, none of this is random. The tours, the launches, the silence, it's all part of a blueprint. A survival plan, because Beyoncé, she's not just staging a comeback, she's staging the most legendary escape the industry's ever seen. So if she disappears tomorrow, don't say she ghosted, say she finally got free. Now tell us, do you think Beyoncé's trying to escape? Is Jay really the villain? And if she runs, where does she go? Let's get into it, and don't forget to click here for the next messy video. It's even wilder.